Welcome to Nerds, Geeks, in the Kitchen Sink. It is the podcast that's like hanging out at the video store. I'm one of your hosts, DK.
I'm Chris, your other host.
Improve if
I'm
you feel
also
like
exhausted. Yeah, there
it.
you go.
Improve
You
if you
added it
feel
in
like
there.
it. We haven't said that in so long.
I know, right?
Our old catchphrase.
Yes.
I think it's an important message for people. Improve if you feel like it.
Right.
No
This
pressure
morning,
here.
I don't really feel like it.
We've had a hell of a morning. I feel like this keeps happening to us. Oh my God. Before we do anything else, everyone shut up and listen to me right now. A little bit of business, but it's not really, it's the business of fun. Okay.
The business of fun.
Our friends over at the 5-Day Rentals podcast are running a mini series on the 90s classic TV show. I say classic.
Yeah.
Thunder in Paradise. And
Why do I always want to say the Thunder Down Under?
That's something else.
Well, Hulk Hogan is in it, so.
I was a guest on their most recent episode, which came out technically yesterday, but it was for today. So if you want to hear number one, there's a very interesting old woman in the cold open. You might want to hear.
Yeah.
But number two, we talked at length about episodes 3, 4, and 5 of Thunder in Paradise, starring Terry Hulk Hogan, which was so much fun. If people aren't listening to 5-Day Rentals, if you want a proper like movie show where they analyze the films, and we do that stuff sometimes, but these guys are the real deal.
Yeah.
They put a lot of work in and watch the movies 3 times. It's stressful thinking about it. Check them out. They're really good, and you may enjoy that episode in particular because I'm on it. I'm full of myself.
That's okay.
I'd rather be full of this.
I will say, they covered Highlander and did not ask me to be on. I'm a little miffed about that.
What about a Highlander sequel? Would you go on for a Highlander sequel?
I would definitely go on for the Highlander sequel or the series because I've seen every one of them, and including the spinoff. So
what else? What other things do you demand if they ask you? Because we can make sure they hear this.
Well, green M&Ms, just green. They have to pick out the bags. You can't go buy the bags.
Hold on. I mean, what films? What films?
Well, you know me. I mean, they pretty much know which movies.
I'm asking for you. This is your chance to make a demand.
Okay.
If it can't be Highlander, what's it going to be?
Any military movie.
A war movie.
A war movie. I'm good with.
I'm thinking like a Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah. Any Italian Western, spaghetti Western, I'm good with.
Okay.
Probably like the old school fantasy movies like Crawl, Hawk the Slayer.
Oh, Hawk the Slayer. I love. Dude, if they do Hawk the Slayer, they need to have you on, and I can't wait. Guys, we're demanding Hawk the Slayer. Yes. Please. I love that movie too.
I know.
Oh man.
But anything like that.
Okay. All right. So very good. Very good. So that's the business. Oh, I guess one of the business quote thing. We have a Discord server. Please come into it.
Yes.
We have fun little conversations about what we discuss on the show, and it's a fun place to hang out.
And a couple of the things we will talk about today, we kind of had an early talk about, conversation about in the Discord. So
exactly. So do it. Join the Discord. There's a link in the description of the show. Join it. What's first?
Sorry, my little anniversary Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah.
Coffee mug.
Beautiful. Star Wars here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Star Wars at all.
It's all behind you. Star Wars is behind me right now, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. I don't like Apex Legends. Oh, this isn't even my stuff. This is my wife's. These are all hers. But I do also love Apex Legends. I can't be like, oh, it's not mine. Too, yeah. It's it's ours, I guess.
Okay, one other thing, and I'll talk about now. I'll go ahead and get into it because you just got the game, and I've been talking about this game.
Yep.
I am wearing my Venom shirt.
Yes.
I think, I've got a ton of these. I get these shirts from a company called Warrior Culture Gear, and they do a lot of comic book, sci-fi. I mean, I've got some Tombstone shirts.
The pizza brand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a couple of Red Barons.
Right.
They fit just right.
Yeah, in it. But anyway, no, I my daughter's cheer team, and that's why I'm, half exhausted right now, and I'm 3 coffees in already this morning. Their cheer team name is Venom, and it's on. They even have a Peter Parker mention in their music.
Wow.
So, and they ended up taking first place last night. So
Yes.
and then the 4.5 5 hour drive home from Louisville, Kentucky, and then getting up this morning to do the show. So
and
you're
then
welcome,
an hour
folks.
delay.
You're
an
welcome.
hour delay. That's my fault.
No. But anyway, no. Midnight Suns. We've talked about it several times, but
yes,
the new DLC with Venom is coming out this weekend.
He's an early boss in the game. I can tell you that because I also got the game this weekend. It was free to try, and I knew I was going to like it. But the nice thing was it was on sale this weekend, so I said, "This is my moment."
Yeah,
and I picked it up, and I'm really enjoying it so far. One thing I knew it would have, but I didn't realize the degree of dialogue.
Oh, I know.
The amount of dialogue is crazy. Dora was watching me play, and she goes, "I like this. It's like watching a movie a little bit." She's like, "But then you get to play with it." She's like, "That's really cool." And I agree. My only complaint really is that I don't love some of the voice actors.
Yeah, some of them are kind of mediocre.
Sometimes the Iron Man guy really gets on my nerves. The guy who plays Doctor Strange also is sometimes a little bit
haughty.
He's a little
pretentious,
like a little bit of a weenie.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly, but and some of them are fine. I like the guy who plays Blade, but he's a little bit like, I'm reading from the page. This is what the page in front of me says.
He's a little, he's not the Wesley Snipes Blade.
That's
pretty much just, that's one line dialogue, and that's about.
But
he sounds good.
If that equals anyone's character, it's Blade, because he's not a man of a lot of words.
No.
So it's not really a complaint. I do have a complaint about the game that I will go into right now. The customization options made me scream. I was so mad because customization was terrible. It was terrible. I shame on you, Firaxis. This is a Marvel game with the Marvel universe. It expands all across this universe and infinite others. And you can only make your person like regular human skin colors. Like, what if I want it to be blue? What if I want it to be red?
Hold on. That you have to get further in the game.
I should be able to pick it from day one. Minute one.
You further in the game, you can change.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
I was seriously, and it's like, okay, this is going to sound really dumb, but you might notice I don't really have eyebrows. They're gone. It just happened one day. Yeah. I woke up and they had left and never came back. I wanted to maybe make my character not have eyebrows, just to see what it would look like.
Right.
To see to show how much of a freak I am. And you can't even. You have to have these thick ass eyebrows.
Yeah.
Come on, and they all are the same. Chris, they're the same eyebrows.
I know. No,
just different colors.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's not as expansive customization as like you normally think.
I was bummed.
The skin color does, when you get further in the game, you can.
Like, what if I want to be a green guy?
Like I said, you got to get further in the game to be able to do that.
By the way, I went with the female body because I couldn't find it. I was so mad. I made just a bald female. That's what mine is. The only thing that really changed, she's got green eyes. I don't know. I was bummed about that. But
like I said, the further you get in the game, you can change the eye color. You can go for like black, white eyes. You can change skin color.
Okay. You better not be lying.
I'm not. Right now I went with almost because I had the same thing with you. A lot of the guy options were kind of meh.
I couldn't find anything I liked.
So at this point now, mine kind of looks like a battle ready Starfire.
Oh, okay.
Just got kind of that orange skin with green eyes.
Nice.
The solid green eyes. So
okay.
But
the other thing that I've noticed is quite a few visual bugs. Mine does this thing where anytime what's she called, the caretaker?
Yeah.
When the caretaker is speaking, her left eye, there's like a black square. It's just like a black square that flashes over her eye.
I wonder if
every
that's just
time.
from the digital, because
I
I
don't know.
haven't. I have the disc version, and I
I
haven't
can't
had that.
imagine. I don't know. I can't imagine what's causing it. But
I've only had one bug.
things floating, people, animations not happening, people popping in. Visually, it's all right, but like there is definitely, it needs some polish.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to think that I'm not recommending this game. Just be aware that it has some funky issues that will probably not be addressed.
Yeah.
The gameplay itself is really fun. I
Yeah.
love the battles. I really do. I cannot wait to play more battles.
Right.
I'm figuring it out. I'm making mistakes, but I'm having a good time.
Have you started using like your environment a little bit more?
Yes, you start to realize that's key.
Yes.
That's key, at least so far.
Especially the further you go, it starts getting to be more key.
Yeah. And I'm
in
not
battles.
I'm not that far into it. I've only done a couple of missions. I finished Manhattan. Well, I'll finish Manhattan. I did the one where you grab that box at the beginning. I fought Venom.
Okay.
I did a couple after that. So
yeah,
it's fine.
You're not super far.
I haven't done hardly anything. No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I've maybe spent 3 hours in it. Maybe.
Okay.
But I'm also talking to everyone and doing every single conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure every day. Okay, I'll give you these hints. Find your dog every day.
Yeah, they give you some kind of buff, right?
Yeah,
I
they
found
give
that
you
out.
like
Yeah.
arcane power, add an arcane power. Plus you get like, tokens and stuff every time.
Yep.
Look for the little glowing orbs.
Yep.
And then when you get to a part, start finding like the mushrooms and stuff like that throughout your whole thing.
Okay.
There's like mushrooms and flowers and all kinds of stuff, because at some point that big cauldron that's in a library that you'll get to soon, you'll need that too.
So. I also need to say that I really like the Abbey is called.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like if you're going to make a home base, it doesn't get cooler and cozier than that. Like haunted old mansion, castle, whatever it is.
Conversations with Tony yet about
terrified.
The ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
I would have to say the dialogue was written pretty well. I mean,
some of it makes my skin crawl, and then every so often there's something I'm like, oh, that's like almost as good as like could be in one of the movies.
Not so much in the conversations, but more along lines in the story part of it.
Yeah,
the dialogue in that.
Sometimes
I think,
But then sometimes it does rely on that kind of crappy humor that kind of Marvel, I think, should be dinged for. Was like, well, that was a thing. Like, it's not really. Those are lines that I don't know. They're just lazy at this point.
Yeah.
But anyway, Marvel Midnight Suns, I like it. Strategy game for Axis.
Yep. Deadpool DLC is already out, and Venom comes out this weekend.
I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah.
Get off my back about it.
Yeah. So
I want to talk about a movie I watched last night.
Okay.
It was called The Outwaters.
The Outwaters.
It's on. I watched it on Screenbox, which is kind of like Shudder. It's got some interesting things. I've been watching Masters of Horror on there, but nothing. Right. I wouldn't say it has the value of Shudder, but Shudder seems like it's been more established for longer, so maybe it's just a matter of time. Anyway, The Outwaters is like a found footage. It's just a found footage horror movie. I personally where am I going to start here? It's really hard not to compare it to Skinamarink right off the bat, but it's not. Let me be clear. It's not like Skinamarink.
Which, by the way, I saw.
You did watch it.
I did watch.
All right. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
It's man, this is really tough because I can see why somebody might find Outwaters to be really good, but I'm just going to say I did not really enjoy it.
Okay.
It wasn't my favorite. It does the same thing of like, we're not going to show you everything, but it really is like, it really tests you. I feel like it's like 20 minutes or more of like bad haunted house stuff, where it's just like one flashlight beam in a tiny screen, like just like the size of this, going across things. Every so often you see some blood or something weird looking, screaming, sound effects of stabbings and stuff. But I have no idea. The thing is that you have no idea. It seems like it's trying to tell me something very specific is happening, but I don't know what. I can't figure out what it is.
It almost sounds like just a bad horror haunted house game.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So, and by the end, I think I kind of pieced together what I think happened.
Okay.
And maybe it's one of those that will be interesting because you can have a different take on it, but not like Skinamarink. I think Skinamarink could be taken so many different ways. But Outwaters, for me, was like, they spent a lot of time setting up these characters. I didn't really like any of them. They were okay. I couldn't really piece together anything that I could connect with and enjoy about it. Really, I like a found footage movie. I do. I'm probably more accepting of them than most people, I would think.
Right.
I know a lot of people complain about them and blah blah blah, but there are some I like a lot. Like the Hell House LLC or the any of the Paranormal Activities. I love those.
Yeah.
Taking of Deborah Logan. There's so many good found footage movies, but Outwaters wasn't it for me. I mean, it's basically these people are going out in the desert to film a music video, and something happens while they're there. But there's a shocking image at the end, but it just seems like, again, maybe I'm just missing something. But I wasn't able to like sort of piece together how I was supposed to feel. Just like, look what he did, look what happened.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe there's more to it, but normally there, again, like with a lot of these types of horror movies, there's some kind of a message like, man should not be tampering with nature, or don't forget about whatever.
There's always some
environmentalism.
Kind of
there's always something.
Yeah.
But this didn't seem to have that, so I can't recommend it. Maybe you would like it, but I didn't love it. I want to hear what you thought about Skinamarink.
I'm with you on pretty much most of your take on it. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of all over the place to a little bit of a degree. I liked some of the shots better than some of the found footage movies, and this I wouldn't call this a found footage.
No, I don't think you can.
But I mean, that first person kind of visual.
Yeah.
I liked some of the, on the ceiling and stuff like that, where you can't tell kind of heads or tails of.
Yeah. It's
exactly
artsy,
where you're
sort
at.
of, but it's also.
But it seemed like it didn't really pay off.
I think it has more of a payoff than, again, like, for example, the Outwaters.
Yeah.
I think Skinamarink has a payoff, but it's sort of like up to you to figure it out. And what it means to you might be different than someone else. So, like, I think you're going to have varying levels of success because of that.
Right.
So I think you're dead on.
I mean, it kind of almost, to me, it justified my perception of it before I had seen it. Like, it was one of two things. Either the kids were already dead in the house, and this was just kind of their ghost, or it was some kind of purgatory before
Yeah. Or it could just be a weird nightmare.
Yeah.
Or it could be that these kids are being tortured by this, whatever this entity is.
Right.
There are some things in that movie that Rick really got to me. I mean, like, you just hear that voice and it's just like, look under the bed. And you're like, whoa, no, I don't want to look under the bed. Or like, come to the basement. I don't want to go into the basement.
Right.
That stuff was brutal to me. Yeah. And the stupid eyes of the phone doll toy thing, that had me. It really had me. So but like I said last time, I don't think Skinamarink is for everyone. And if you had come on here and said, "Oh, I hated it. It was stupid. It was a waste of time. It was boring," I couldn't be mad about that take either.
No, there's a lot more movies that I hated way more than I'd ever hate this one. So.
Cool. Well, I think that's cool. I'm glad I think
thought it was all right. You almost have to go in with a certain mindset.
You were prepared for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I think I liked it a little bit better, because kind of knowing what I was going into.
Yep.
If I had absolutely no clue and just watched it normal, I think I would have been like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but
no, totally.
If you kind of go in with the mindset of, this is going to be really screwed up, and I'm not going to have all the answers, and it's not going to really answer anything from the beginning.
You figure it out, buddy.
It's just, you go with what it makes you feel more than what you see.
Yeah. But see, Skinamarink, like, it presents you with stuff, and it's just, and it kind of goes like, here's this, what do you think about that? Here's this, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
You decide what you think it is. But again, this Outwaters movie was just like, we're not going to show you anything, and you just have to guess what it all is.
Right.
That was the difference. So, kind of a bummer. Speaking of horror movies, though.
Yes.
We're just kind of gliding through here, but there is a new Children of the Corn movie.
Right.
And
it comes out March 3rd.
Something like that. And I thought it might be fun to do like a live, because I haven't seen the trailer yet. And
I have. I'll hold my thoughts until after.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll share my screen and we'll kind of do like a live reaction.
Okay.
To what? You hear that?
Yep.
Sweet.
Prepare to witness the horrific rise of the next generation.
Yes. Happiest corn in Nebraska. All right.
Based on the short story.
All right.
By Stephen King. Comes the nightmare. Like you've never seen it before.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on.
Okay, yep.
Again, I love the voiceover at the beginning. Yeah. Very good. The happy corn.
It's awesome 70s voiceover.
Have you read the short story?
Yes.
Okay. I have, but it's been long time.
It's been a long time for me too, but I have read it.
I remember it being much more chilling than the original movie. Well, so what are you going to do? Right. But what I'm saying is that they're taking it very seriously. It seems like my initial thought when I heard the voiceover was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be campy.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like that at all. It seems like they're taking this deadly serious.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that makes me feel yet. Let's continue with the trailer.
Okay.
I know. It sucks. It's so hard sometimes you can hardly breathe. But I can help with your pain. Brace yourself.
Oh my gosh.
He who walks
among the rows.
He took care of me. So now I'm going to take care of him.
By killing all the adults.
For starters.
Chainsaw Kid. So is she the new Malachi character?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Can I say that, I mean, everything that I've seen at this point, I'm not a huge fan so far.
Okay.
Because she, from the get-go, the original Malachi is creepy as hell and intimidating.
In the book, or are you talking about in the movie?
In the book and the movie.
In the movie, he's a nerd. What are you talking about? The original Malachi's a nerd. He is.
But he has this kind of like crazy under, like, some shit's up with him.
I think some shit's up with her. You hear what she's saying? She's out of her mind.
But she sounds like the typical, like, I don't know, bratty kid you hear in most of these movies.
I think the original Malachi is way worse. Let's finish.
Okay, let's finish.
All right.
Come! This is our world now!
Nice. Oh my gosh. gosh, the violence.
Children of the Corn.
March 3rd.
Yeah,
Only in
it's on.
theaters.
Only in theaters from Shudder. Yet
That's cool.
another Shudder production.
That's cool that Shudder can do that.
Yeah,
Love it, guys.
They've been on long enough now that they can start actually.
Yeah, that is great.
Not just for streaming.
I would go see it.
I'll probably go see it.
Yeah.
Before I just initial reactions to me, she just did not seem as. I know Malachi was kind of nerdy, but there was just a real creepy, deliverance feel to him.
I get that. I get that.
She looks more like, some square dancer kid. I'm ready for a deadly hoedown.
Hey, I would watch it. Sounds like a WWE event. I'm okay with it. I think the concept itself, like, I'll just watch it. Let's just watch.
I like the fact that in the original, it's these kids just look like normal kids.
Yeah.
In the original movie, they kind of had that semi-Amish feel to them.
Yeah.
So I think that gave a little more of the creep factor to them.
The corn factor.
Yeah, the corn factor.
Yes. No, I think I'd say that maybe Children of the Corn's not my favorite story ever. So this is one of those things where, hey, if I can go to the theater and have fun, great. Give me something to talk about for the next week or two. That's good. But I don't I'm not a person who can't wait for the new Children of the Corn movie.
No.
And I know they made like 10 of them or something.
Yeah.
So
you got past 3, they went downhill quick.
Yeah. So no, but I'm into it. I'll go see it for sure. I like the trailer well enough. You got that voiceover, and I'm on board.
Unfortunately, none of that voiceover will be in the movie. That would be awesome if, like, in between scenes, the scene break.
Would it?
You had that 70s voiceover.
What did you think of that? Wasn't that really creepy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little Joe Bob action, sort of.
I love Joe Bob.
Yes.
Mm. All right. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
Well, we got
we need to talk about the Super Bowl stuff.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that, but also Mandalorian comes out. We got the date. Comes out in just a couple weeks.
Yep.
So March 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So the same time as this, the Children of the Corn. So Children of the Corn will have to wait until after. Yeah, Children of the Corn will have to wait till after episode 1 drops. There was a little bit of news. Marvel is reshuffling. The MCU is reshuffling some of their shows and stuff. I think
to spread it out more. Is that right?
Well, I think hopefully to just spread it out more. But I have this feeling it's because some of the shows didn't get quite the reception they thought they would. So there may be some more work on them. Because we were supposed to honestly get like 6 shows this year.
Maybe that's too many, though.
And I'm not saying that's not. That is a little oversaturated. Yeah. But Echo is getting pushed back.
That's too bad, because that's one of the ones. That's one of the ones I was looking forward to.
I know. Agatha, which honestly no one really asked for.
But I was going to watch it. I didn't ask for WandaVision.
Yeah. That got pushed back. Now, the one they were really touting, which I'm kind of... I had this feeling it's got some issues, is Ironheart. Because I know there are some that really did not have a good reception to her in the Black Panther movie.
I still haven't seen Black Panther. I haven't had time. It's long, isn't it?
It's long. They pushed that back, and also in conjunction, Iron Wars, which I was more excited to see Iron Wars than I was Ironheart.
You better believe.
That's getting pushed back also.
Yep.
They've not given a date for Daredevil.
Was that supposed to be this year or next
There was
year?
a chance that it would have been out the end of this year.
I was thinking it was 2024.
Well, it's going to get pushed back because they want to put Echo out before they put Daredevil out. So it's going to get pushed back even further. The movie that you have been wanting to see so very badly is getting pushed back way far with no
Blade
production date yet.
Yeah, of course it's Blade.
So, and I've also heard Ali is not real happy.
Well, I heard that a long time ago. I don't know if that's still going.
Well, no, that was a recent report that because of the fact that they haven't even started production.
I thought I heard it was filming now.
No, nothing that I've seen.
Oh.
I heard that they stopped. I mean, I'm not sure. Double check that, but
I'm
that was the last time I.
Reportedly films in May.
Okay.
But
hopefully that's like
films
the
in
third.
May.
I was gonna say that's like the third time they pushed that production back.
Yep.
So, and he may he's considering maybe just pulling from it
or not. He's a good choice. I don't do it.
If he does pull out, I'd like to see Jai White.
Sure, we've talked about this. Yeah, that was a discussion in the Discord, right?
Yeah, yep. So, so some of the movies after the current slate, they're considering maybe pushing back a year or two.
Still no Fantastic Four.
Well, the news came out of that is they're starting to ramp up casting, looking for casting. And the word is on the current script, Fantastic Four is centering around Sue.
Okay.
So that'll be the most pivotal.
She'll be the visible woman.
The visible woman?
Visible
Semi-visible?
Girl. Is she called Invisible Woman or Invisible Girl? I thought it was
woman.
Invisible. Did they change it at some point?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what happened. She finally grew up.
But yeah, then the movie is going to focus around that.
Okay.
I've heard two things, that it may be a period piece, and then
like when?
Like
80s?
70s.
Oh,
like 70s, 80s.
I like that.
And then because of the whole, Kang thing, jump into
the Kang thing.
The Kang thing. Ain't nothing but a Kang thing. And then the last little bit that I heard is that, and this has been confirmed, that Bucky will be the leader of the Thunderbolts.
I like that.
So yeah,
that works for me.
He's the most seasoned, per se veteran on there, because he's older than the
he's older than most.
Crimson
Dynamo.
Yeah.
My first Iron Man comic ever featured Crimson Dynamo as the villain.
Oh yeah.
So I have a soft spot.
Yeah.
For Crimson Dynamo. You mentioned Star Wars earlier, and me and Zora are caught up on Bad Batch.
Okay.
And there is a really fun cameo in the last episode, or the episode before last. I don't know if you heard about it.
No, I haven't. Go ahead.
If you don't want to know, if people haven't heard, skip about 30 seconds. But Emperor Palpatine shows up, and he is voiced by Emperor Palpatine himself.
Oh, that's good.
McDermott is his name, right? And he gives a speech. It's good enough to have been in the movies. It's really cool.
Too bad we couldn't have got that speech in the last one.
Well, this goes right along with the prequels. So this is fully in the prequel world. So it literally happens in the Senate chamber.
Okay.
And and this whole season has been like, hey, remember the prequels? Remember how much you love the prequels? We're gonna rehash to you everything from the prequels, and you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
There's racing. It's much like pod racing.
Right.
There's all the political intrigue. There's all the clone stuff. It's Clone Force 99,
right,
but there's more clone stuff.
Right.
It's really interesting. There's something that happens on the Wookiee planet.
Mm-hmm.
which is featured in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
If you like the prequels and you haven't watched Bad Batch, particularly season 2 is like big time prequel. It's cool. I would not be watching it if it weren't for Zora loving it. But
I just have not jumped into it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably wait and just binge them all.
Yeah, easy to do when they're 20-minute episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a couple episodes where like the action's really good and the visuals are really good, and you just wonder like, how is this would have been in theaters 15 years ago,
right,
or 10 years ago even.
Well, I mean, the one thing with the prequels, they've started getting a little more love than when they originally aired.
Yep.
In that universe, I think
people that grew up with them now,
yeah,
are the ones
I mean,
that you're hearing the voice of.
Me even being older and the original,
they just needed some time.
I like them. I was probably one of the minority. I mean, the overly CGI on stuff did bug me at the time, and that bugs me still today on a lot of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into that with Quantumania.
The whole movie is CG, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But story-wise, for the most part, other than a few oddities, I really liked them. So I think just the rest of the Star Wars community and fans are finally catching up to what I saw back then.
Yeah.
I don't know if in, say, 15 years, the sequels will get as much love as the prequels are getting right now.
I see it from time to time. I think the it's there. I think it's there.
I think it's a less of a community that is really enthralled with the sequels per se. But I'm just glad to see what I liked in the sequel or the prequels actually are finally starting to get some of their due. They have their problems, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
I mean, they've got some severe problems. I mean, Jar Jar and the Gungans.
What do you mean Jar Jar is great?
Yeah.
So you mentioned Ant-Man. I did see it yesterday. Yeah. Which I still haven't seen the second one. So sorry about that. But I do want to give like a quick discussion about that. We had a good time with it. Even Zora was like, it wasn't my favorite, but it was still fun.
Right.
If you're looking for a nice afternoon in a theater, Ant-Man. If you're a Marvel fan, there's some fun Marvel in there. There is.
Right.
But it is not as good as I'm sure Black Panther is, or some of the other ones, the recent ones.
We did get some Micronauts in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's some Micronauts in there.
Oh.
I did see that. I saw something.
Huh.
But some
throwback
for those people that
hang on. Is that the hold on. I'm just not that familiar with the Micronauts.
Yeah.
Was that the team of weirdos?
Yeah.
I didn't even put it together that might have been the Micronauts.
Yeah.
But I'm a bad Marvel fan. I'm looking at some pictures of the Micronauts. Okay, yeah, I think I know who. Yeah, okay. Yes, you're right. We did get some Micronauts. That was never my. I'm aware of them, but I
was a kid when they were more popular.
Yeah, no one was asking me to read
the
Micronauts.
Little figures and the clear plastic metal, hands and feet and head, but plastic body. Yeah.
Yep. So that was one of the fun things about the movie was all the fun characters and strangeness of they're in this entirely new world with completely different rules and looks.
My only big problem that I've heard is there's no explanation on like much of why everyone else is there.
No, there is not an explanation. There was something being said, and I had to go to the bathroom. So like I left during what might have been a pivotal moment. So I missed a couple minutes of the movie. So that it might have been explained during then, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to just forget about that. This movie reminded me of some of those old school adventure films like Journey to the Center of the Earth,
Okay.
or like I mean, this was a whole genre back in the day,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people going inside the Earth, and there's a whole new
Right.
civilization in there, and
The
whatever.
Brendan Fraser movies and the
Way before that, even though, I mean, like it's like a 50s trope.
the old like
The Mole
Land of the
People,
Lost.
Land of the Lost. There's a whole
Okay.
there's a whole genre.
There's a whole
of this.
genre, yeah.
Yeah, and it did have a vibe like that, where it's just like, this is just cheesy sci-fi. Like, let's not take ourselves too seriously.
Right.
And I think that's what the movie was going for. I did really like one aspect of the movie, like really liked,
Which is,
and that was Jonathan Majors.
oh yeah, I
He
mean,
is great as Kang.
yeah,
The look of Kang, they shot him so beautifully.
yeah.
I just want like
The only
prints
issue
of
I have,
screens for the movie. He's perfect.
the only issue I have with this movie having him in it so much is I think it diminishes a little bit of his appeared threat. Because
so.
I mean, I Kang is going to be like Thanos was in the Infinity Saga.
Yes.
I think if you would have had Kang a little more sparse, and just that, the kind of he's coming.
I think see the movie.
I
think see the movie first, because I think Kang is the only thing.
I know what
Kang
happened.
is the only thing holding it. But I mean, like the way it's constructed, I think Kang is the only thing holding that movie together. Honestly.
Well, I think that's the problem. He shouldn't be.
But
it
he
should
is.
be a little bit. No, I know, but I'm saying he shouldn't be. It should be a little bit better story that, we're leaning to Kang Wars.
Yeah.
So I mean, but we're gonna have Kang, like constantly the main guy, not leading up to Kang. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing about Kang is there's a few of them.
I know, and that's one of the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, spoilers.
Sorry.
Jeez. Whoa.
I didn't say anything about it, but if we have good fans Loki, that know the comic books, yeah.
It does tie into Loki pretty well.
Yes, there's another little scene that'll tie in.
And then but the way they capture his look so well.
Oh, it's spot on. I mean,
he's acting his ass off. He's really good. And they have a good fight. Now, Kang doesn't have any powers that I know of. There's just a lot of him, right? And he's got technology.
Yeah.
That's really his thing.
It's that advanced tech.
Yeah. So there's a pretty good fight between him and Scott Lang.
Yeah.
That like at first you're thinking like, oh, how could he even stand up to him? But like when you see how it plays out, it's like, oh, this makes sense. But no, Kang was fun to watch. I would like to watch just like a super cut of all his scenes. He's good. He's really, really good. Michelle Pfeiffer is fine. They don't give her a lot to do.
Right.
Hank Pym gets some fun stuff. Michael Douglas has maybe the best lines in the movie. He has some really funny stuff. They used him for comedy mainly.
Really?
Which it was fine. I liked it because I can't tell if Michael Douglas like doesn't give a shit that he's there. He's just there for the paycheck, or if he's legitimately like just having a good time being like, there's this really funny scene when they're like in this bar, and this guy walks by, and Hank Pym is talking, and he just stops and he goes, "Holy shit, that guy looks like broccoli." And it's like he's like got a big broccoli head. Guy looks like broccoli. The way he says it, really, I really like that.
That's funny.
He has a couple lines where it's all ant related stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I like ants." He's just talking about ants a lot.
Yeah.
There is a stupid, but perfectly Marvel plot twist that happens.
Mm-hmm.
It fits right into Ant-Man, if you ask me. I mean, you got to remember that we're watching an Ant-Man film,
right?
So it's a little bit cheesy, it's a little bit campy, whatever you want to call it. But there is a twist involving ants that I groaned in the theater, but it was like a good dad joke.
Okay.
Sort of. It's not a joke. It's a thing that happens that they're telling you happens in the story
Okay.
involving ants. And it's just like, what? Okay. So I think hardcore fans that are here for the fights and the action and the badassery are going to go, I don't know, but they're going to say that about the whole movie.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with a goofy sci-fi movie, it's a fantasy adventure. That's what it is. It's less of a Marvel action extravaganza and more of a look at all this weird shit.
I know, and I was seeing like some of these people, and I'm gonna call them shills. Oh, comparing this to Star Wars, and I'm like,
no, hang on.
Are you getting a little ahead of yourself?
I can see a comparison to be made, and I think that is in the whole. Let me just say this:
like
some of
in
the
the
places
bar with the
you
characters.
could see,
I mean,
you could make a comparison to Star Wars. I'm not saying it's going to beat Star Wars in any arena.
They were talking about like
it's not
in greatness of the movie.
No,
I'm like,
no, not at all.
No,
it's a little bit like shitty Avatar.
I mean, honestly, it reminds me a little more Flash Gordon than Star Wars.
Yes, it's a little bit Flash Gordon, but that's why I like it. That's why for me, I was like, this
going
is
into like that, I'm okay with.
If you're going
to see it, a little,
if you're going to see it, remember that it's more Flash Gordon than even Marvel. It's more Flash Gordon than anything else.
Yeah,
you can have fun with it that way. You can, but you got to turn off your
brain,
your smart brain, and put on your dumb, like, I'm 10, I want to see weird shit flying around and people punching each other. One more thing, I was kind of aware that he would be in the movie, but I sort of wasn't really prepared for MODOK.
No, they totally changed MODOK. I've seen him. He looks like George Lopez villain character from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I haven't seen it, but I believe you. It truly is. Again, it's one of those things where I wonder, like, this has to be, they're being silly. But I think MODOK is silly. It's really hard to take MODOK seriously.
It is, but the problem is like in the comics, MODOK is just a flat out maniacal murderer.
Yeah.
And that's not how they played him in this movie, from what I hear.
He has some moments. He does have some moments. But he doesn't get a lot to do, but he does have a couple moments of him being mayhem, what he was designed to do.
Yeah.
But no, it was funny. I thought I liked Cassie Lang.
Yeah.
There's some funny moments with her. It's a fun afternoon in the theater. You're not gonna. I would not rank this movie among the top Marvel movies. I wouldn't. Yeah. But again, it's just a fun, dumb sci-fi movie that happens to be in the Marvel world.
Right.
So if you look at it like that and you want to enjoy some Kang, you can go have fun with it.
Not Poon King.
Hold on a second. That's a different movie.
Yeah.
So go for the Jonathan Majors and stay for the Hank Pym saying, "Holy shit!"
Said, I'm going to see it. We can spoiler talk next episode a little bit more.
There's not a whole lot to
see it before then.
There might be some specific things that you think of, but yeah.
But I mean, it did make 46 million. It's for the opening night.
Oh, good.
So I mean, up to not the final numbers for this weekend. I'm betting probably 100 million for the weekend.
That's the power of Rudd.
But we'll see. Yeah, honestly. But we'll see what it does on its second weekend. See how much of a drop off.
Oh, it'll have one.
Yeah,
certainly.
I'm guessing probably this one's it'll make money, but it won't hit that 1 billion.
No, I don't think it will. I think it's silly to think that it would.
I think some of the movies like, Captain Marvel, the only reason it didn't reach that is because everybody, initially was saying you have to, to get ready for, Endgame, you have to
Yeah.
watch the Infinity
There
War. You
are
have to watch it.
there are parts of Captain Marvel that I really like, but we've talked about it. It didn't hold up for me the second time as much as I hoped.
Yeah.
But all the Coulson, all the Nick Fury stuff was like top grade.
If we would have had a
Love that
whole
stuff.
movie of Coulson and Nick
Yes,
Fury, I would
yes.
have been down for that movie.
Like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Them basically doing Men in Black stuff
Oh yeah, that would
in
have
the
been
Marvel
awesome.
universe. Come
Yeah.
on.
If Captain Marvel would have been basically just kind of background,
She's in the background destroying things,
yeah,
blowing things up.
as they're chasing and doing all this stuff.
And they're like, look, we don't deal with her. We don't deal with
Yeah.
that, whatever that
Yeah.
is. Someone else will handle that. We're gonna handle
Yeah.
whatever this smaller thing is.
Right. They go after the granny from the bus.
Yeah, that was great. But anyway.
But Marvel related also, and with the Marvels, that movie was supposed to be a summer blockbuster release.
Yeah.
And it got moved back all the way to November.
Right. It was supposed to be this year, but then if they're reshuffling just to thin it out, Marvel, I get it. I just hope it doesn't indicate that the movie is in trouble. I hope not. Is that the one that's directed by what's her name? Is it Nia Acosta?
That might be.
I'm looking her up. Hang on. I think I have that wrong.
Oh.
Hang on. The Marvels. Hey, it has Sam Jackson in it. Isn't that cool? No, it is Nia DaCosta.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought so.
She did the Candyman movie, right? I believe she did Candyman.
Yeah.
The Candyman.
The Candyman.
I liked the Candyman.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
You liked it more than I did.
Really good. She also directed a movie in 2018 called Little Woods, but not related to our friend A.G. Mock.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I want the Marvels to be good. I think, again, I really liked Candyman, so I know she can make a good movie. Let's just see what happens. Could it be worse than the first Captain Marvel? I guess
honestly, between Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel,
I thought Ms. Marvel
don't have a lot
fine.
of faith. It was okay.
It was a good kids show. I mean, it's a kids show.
Yeah. But if you're going to make her, because let's be honest, they're building up for the Young Avengers.
Yeah. They've been talking about that for a while, yeah.
Everything, but I mean, let's go. Cassie.
Yep.
Hawkeye. You've got Wanda's two boys that at some point are going to make a reappearance.
Yep.
Because of the multiverse.
Hang on, real quick.
You've got,
Hang on, I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
You have to stop talking. Have you seen that panel from the old school Wanda comic where it's the two boys in the tub? Have you seen that?
I think so. It was during right before House of M, wasn't
it? It's around there.
Yeah.
There's this meme that's basically like the author saying, okay, all I have to do is draw two kids. It's simple. Just don't blow it. I just need to draw two kids having fun in a bathtub.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
It doesn't need to be a big deal. He's like overthinking it.
Right.
And then
the picture.
And then the picture you get, I'm going to share it to you.
Yeah, go for it.
And the people watching can enjoy this. This is what you get. Look at those. There's something wrong with these children. Look at those faces.
Well, look at the arms and the bodies.
It's wild. It's wild. Don't blow this. I just gotta draw two kids.
I love the title to it up there that you took on Reddit. Wanda birthed two grown men.
Oh yes. So good. Anyway, that's worth knowing about. What were you saying?
God,
I'm sorry. I needed to show that.
No, that's funny. they're leading up to the Young Avengers. I mean,
Yes.
you can see it on everything that he's been doing. They're wanting to push out the old Avengers and bring all these new ones in.
Sure.
In my opinion, why the hell did we jump so far ahead in the comics of stories to bring to the MCU?
Well, and that's
There's
true.
I
agree.
You can bring a lot of those older stories
Yep.
that are in between Infinity War and Ultimates that we're at right now.
Well, and the other thing,
or the post 2010 stories that they're doing right now.
yeah, and the other thing is X-Men.
And there's such good stories.
The other thing is X-Men.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these X-Men specific stories involve the Avengers.
Yeah.
And so there's a ton of really good stories that we could be doing that they couldn't do before because no X-Men.
Right.
So, but now, again, it's 2023 and we've seen Professor Xavier in Doctor Strange. That's it for the mutants.
And we saw Spaghetti Reed.
Spaghetti Reed. That sounds like a jazz man.
I know, doesn't it?
I'm getting antsy. I want to see some Wolverine. I want to see some.
But I'm really scared of what they're going to do.
Really?
I'm not a huge fan of a lot of these newer stories. I was okay with the Krakoa stuff for X-Men in the beginning.
I love those. No, I hope they're not going to do those. They're not going to do those, right? They're not going to do those.
How do you know?
I'm hoping.
Young Avengers were, why are we getting ready to start with that?
You can't.
And
there's too many good.
Much time in between. We haven't had Fantastic Four. We haven't had X-Men. Some of the Captain America stories. We jumped right into Ironheart already.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, I don't know, but when you mentioned Fantastic Four possibly being a period movie, that is really exciting to me.
Me too.
If we can make that look 60s and 70s. Oh, and just like I love like the 60s sciencey stuff, like that kind of old school sci-fi look.
It needs to be it needs to be almost the way the movie is, like a, how do I want to say, like a sci-fi. Why can't I think of the name of the damn show? Danger, Will Robinson.
Lost in Space.
Lost in Space.
Yes, I agree. I mean,
it needs to be a Lost in Space kind of.
Yes.
At least them introduced into the MCU.
Yes.
I can see with the whole Kang War thing, the timelines finally doing that merge.
They have got to have,
and bring them.
You have Kang. You gotta have Fantastic Four. It's just around the corner.
Okay. Here's my pitch to Marvel if they haven't done it.
All right.
One of the biggest Fantastic Four storylines is with the Galactus.
Of course, everyone knows that one. That's like
the
one.
Ultimate Nullifier.
Yes. Could
combine all of the timelines.
Interesting, and maybe he'll be the.
That's solution. What I'm saying. He can be the linchpin to getting everyone
the smartest man alive.
Right. Except for in Doctor Strange, where he says, "My friend could open his mouth and destroy you," and before giving Wanda the chance to,
listen,
close his mouth permanently.
That was the dumb Reed Richards, but there's a reason why he's dead.
Yeah. That's why he's the jazz musician Spaghetti Reed.
Man. Well, okay. Do you want to go over any of these trailers?
Yeah, let's go over. We had, quite a few trailers during the Super Bowl. So
the Superb Owl.
Yeah. Which one you want to start with?
You go. You got a list?
Yeah, I got a list.
Okay.
Let's go the easy one, Shazam.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Okay.
Nope.
Just looks like a typical fun, where it doesn't take itself too
I've
seriously.
seen the first trailer.
Yeah. There's not much, just a couple little extra scenes,
Okay.
And you've seen the first movie finally, right?
No.
Okay.
I promise you, this is it.
Okay.
I'll watch it before the next episode.
Okay.
I'll watch Shazam.
Okay. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
That's fine with me.
It's just fun.
Yeah, I'm into that.
And that's what this one does too. I mean, because now it's like the family.
Right. Yeah.
Shazam family.
Shazam fam.
Yes. Sham fam.
ShamWow.
Yeah. He makes a reference to Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
In the movie. Because I know God, I am
It's about family.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
He does. He's like, well, like Fast and the Furious, it's about family.
Yes.
Okay, where are they?
That's
the kind of joke that
I haven't seen a Fast and the Furious since
Fast and the Furious.
The last one I saw where there was a car flipping down the road. Does that help?
That could have been the last one.
Flipped down the road for about
9.
10 minutes. And
okay, that still could have been 9. They're all
No, I think it was like 4.
Okay.
What's the one where they pull the vault out of the bank and they drag it
that
around
might
the
be
town?
4. I think it's the one after that Tokyo Drift one.
I saw that at the drive-in.
Okay.
Tokyo Drift, I remember.
Yeah.
And
was
then
that the one with Gina and Ronda Rousey or whatever? Which one?
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
It could be. Oh, was The Rock in it?
Yeah, I think so. That fourth one.
That's the last one I saw.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. I've kind of lost track, and a lot of times, I watch the first couple, and then, any other time, it's like if it's on, it's been in the background. I'm doing something else.
It's so funny. Like, if you watch the first movie, and then if someone would have told you this will become a $1 billion franchise,
10 movie, yeah,
this will become like a cultural icon. You go, what? This?
Yeah. Yeah, they have a stunt show at one of the theme parks. Yeah,
it's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the next trailer?
Indiana Jones.
Man, they played the trailer before Ant-Man. There was a tear in my eye. I cannot wait for Indiana Jones. Very excited for Indiana Jones. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna just love it. As in, I'm gonna go into that room and hug the screen. I'm gonna say thank you, Harrison Ford. Thank you, Indiana Jones. No, thank you, Steven Spielberg. Get out of here.
Yeah, I wish they went back to more of the practical effects again. I know there's a lot of that. I think that's what gave the first 3 the charm and why I loved them so much. I wasn't a huge fan of the Crystal Skull.
I didn't see anything that like made me go, oh no, in the trailer. It still looks like an Indiana Jones movie.
Right.
So, and you get, what's his name, who's in like every movie now.
Sala.
Not him. That's John Rhys Davies. He's great.
Yeah.
Not him. No, the guy who's also in Marvel. He's in anything. He's always a Nazi. The little guy. He's Zemo's buddy, right? The little guy with the
Toby
glasses.
Jones?
Is that his name? You might be right. Toby Jones. Yep.
Okay.
He's in there. Of course he is.
Yeah.
He's got a certain look.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, I think it looks fun. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it does well.
I hope it's better than 4. That's all I got to say.
I don't think we're going to have too much trouble with that. I don't.
I honestly, I don't want Indiana Jones to continue in some other form after this.
I don't think. Well, okay, they could always try. But
I mean, the big
there's
thing
one
is
Indiana
that
Jones.
Phoebe Waller.
There's one Indiana Jones.
Is gonna like replace Indiana Jones.
Hey, guess what? They said that about Mutt Taylor. or what's his
Well,
name? Mutt Taylor. That's a
Shia LaBeouf.
Matt Gorley reference.
Yeah.
It would be Mutt Jones.
Right.
Mutt Taylor. I think I've made that same joke before, the same mistake before.
Right.
I need to go to sleep. That's an improv character that a comedian I like does. Mutt was going to be the new Indiana Jones, and guess what?
Right.
It didn't happen.
Well, no.
It's not going to happen. There's no other Indiana Jones.
Right. I mean, I could see if they went back and did like stuff in early before he was a professor kind of thing, like before the original, when he was more in his like 20s, kind of that in between, River Phoenix and
his young Indiana Jones phase.
Yeah. If they did more of a movie in regards to that and get somebody that actually can do that Harrison Ford kind of.
Oh, they already got him. He did Solo.
That
was a joke.
Yeah.
He's fine.
I know.
He's not quite there for me, but he's fine.
No.
It doesn't feel like Han Solo. But Lando is perfect.
Yeah.
So like that sucks that they could get a perfect Lando, but not a perfect Harrison Ford.
Right. But so we'll see when that one comes out. We got the new Guardians trailer.
I did see that one.
Okay. I think there's a lot of red herrings in that on who actually is going to die and who's not.
Yeah. Yep, I think so too. I don't need a bunch of drama in my Marvel movies, but like, we love these characters.
Yeah.
We've been with them now for more than 10 years. Some people way longer if you read the comics.
Yep.
So the idea of number one, it being possibly the last one, it probably will be the last one.
Right.
And two, like maybe some of them dying. That sucks.
My bet is on 2 dying.
I think Drax.
Drax is one of them and Rocket is the other.
Yeah. I think you're dead on.
I think the big red herring is Quill dying.
There's no way.
Did you see that scene of them carrying him? I think that he's just passed out drunk. And they're going after Gamora, I think, at that point. Because that was, if you saw at the beginning of that trailer, Rocket and him were having that huge argument, and he was already shit-faced. So I can see Rocket like zapping him out, knocking him out.
Yeah. I'll see it.
My only thing is I'm not a huge fan of what they did with the High Evolutionary. I don't like his look.
I didn't even catch him in the trailer.
It's the guy talking about, wanting to do perfection or whatever.
Okay. I need to rewatch the
trailer. In the comics, he has a great look that would have translated to screen, and they completely redid it. And I thought I'm just not a huge fan.
I get it.
But we'll see. It's Gunn's last Marvel movie.
Yep.
So before he moved over to everything DC.
Detective Comics.
Exactly.
All right.
And then the final one, and we'll get into, and I know you want to get into this one quite a bit, is The Flash.
Yeah. The DC movie I'm most interested in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's mostly due to Keaton, I'll admit it.
Yeah.
But the Flash stuff I saw, it seems like a Flash story. It seems like a Flash movie.
The only thing that I hope is they clean up before it comes out, clean up some of the CGI.
Yeah, I did notice a couple of weird things.
There was some really rough spots in that trailer, especially with the whole Supergirl thing.
When does that come out?
What, July? I think
they got some
July.
time. Yeah, they'll be working on it. That's probably an early shot. They'll clean that stuff up.
Especially there was that in the trailer was that slow shot of her like punching the guy past Keaton.
Yeah,
it really looked bad.
There were a couple things that didn't look great, but that was one of them. I noticed it too. I think this is just trailer stuff looking different, not being fully finished or whatever.
Right. I did like. Now, did you notice? It is the Affleck Batman he has the classic 80s blue and
Yeah,
gray.
the blue and gray.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And I like that he had they're gonna let him use the Batman toys,
Yeah.
the Batwing, is that what it's called? Batwing?
yes.
And the not the tumbler, but the little
The cycle.
the cycle. What is it called? There's a name for it. Either way,
The
the
Bat Pod.
the Bat Pod. That's it.
Yeah.
That he gets to
It
use
looks
those
a little
things.
different though. Because
Yeah,
I saw another shot from the side.
it's
And
not
it
the
looks
same
more
as
like a modified, then he modified it into an actual bike.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same as the Christian Bale one.
Right.
Yeah, I think, doesn't he have one in? I think he's got one in Batman vs Superman or something. Doesn't he have? I don't remember.
No, not a bike.
I thought he had.
He's got
I thought
that,
he had one.
he's got
Either
a
way,
different car. Yeah.
I love it in the Nolan ones when those wheels flip over.
Oh yeah. When he
Ah,
goes sideways.
so cool.
Yeah.
I had a Batman pick this last week. I watched the first two. I
Mhm.
mean, and I'm talking the OGs,
Right.
the Keats.
Okay.
I also turned on Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. They're comfortable movies for me.
Right.
And I watched The Batman for
Okay.
I think the fifth time. And I'm just in the
I know you talked about that.
Yeah.
in
I'm
one
in the
of
mode.
Yeah.
So give me some it was, and I'm sure that what triggered that was all the Batman in the
In
Flash
the
trailer, but
yeah.
and I like the idea of there being two Flashes and all the it's like it's perfectly DC storytelling.
Right.
It really, it doesn't, there's nothing in there that makes me go, oh, it's fine.
So do you think, I know they've done a ton of reshoots on this.
Yeah.
Do you think with Gunn's plan of making a little bit younger Superman, do you think at some point that's going to get addressed in this movie?
It's very possible.
Because there's
but
a shot you see and it looks like the Supergirl in this movie, which is not the Kara Zor-El.
Right.
It's a different one. It's the
Different
the one that's, what was she, like the love child of Zod and somebody and
Right. And it will be interesting because they're fighting Zod.
Right.
When I also think, by the way, that is an interesting choice to go back and reuse it. Number one, it's a bummer because they're reusing, but number two, it's cool because he's the best villain they've had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like easily.
Really is.
Yeah. So more Michael Shannon, please.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a shot of her like carrying somebody like up into the sky, almost like to go to get sun radiation.
Could be. Yeah.
So
I saw a like promo image of her outfit. I think it looks cool. I think it's neat.
fine.
And it works perfectly well with the whole multiverse, however you want to call it.
Right.
The different universes.
It's a more, I mean, it's more of a Snyder Superman outfit.
It is. I'll agree, but it has to fit into that universe because it is.
Yeah, because right now it is. I mean, at some point, who's to say at the end of the movie with everything going on that we're not going to see, Flash come back and it's Grant Gustin.
I don't think anything's off the table.
No, I know at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it almost seems like they're playing Michael Keaton's Batman more of like Thomas Wayne than per se Bruce. I mean, he still may be Bruce.
He's got to be.
But like it's the DC Universe's version of what Thomas Wayne was in Flashpoint.
Sure, I see what you mean. Yeah, they kind of combine the role.
Yeah,
I love in the trailer when he's like, "You want some help?" he goes, "You want some help?"
That are like, you're right. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. It's so cool.
So, but we'll see. Yeah, that one. After seeing the trailer, like I said, I'm hopeful that they clean a little bit of that up.
And you know how hard I've been on DC.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So that they can get me. It's the Keaton factor. I mean, that's right. Again, and I wouldn't mind seeing Affleck get to do some Batman stuff.
And from the shots he does, because I saw what is that huge thing? His huge ship called
the Batman one.
Yeah. is it the armadillo or something like that?
I forget what
the
it's
big
called.
flying one.
It's something like that. I forget what
Anyway,
it's called.
that's when he gets dropped off from with the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
You see it like drop him off and then fly up.
It's cool. Yeah, it is
So,
cool. But I think there's gonna be a lot of deep cut stuff,
yeah.
which is fun.
Yeah.
So but that'd be cool.
Now, I did
look forward to
hear,
it.
and going back to another DC movie, the Shazam movie,
Mhm.
Wonder Woman will make a cameo, Gal.
Even
So
though she's
that may
fired.
be her last. But this was all done beforehand.
I know, but it's just funny.
Well, I mean, it's just like Henry Cavill being at the end of Black Adam.
It's just like how when you look in the sky and you see stars, some of those stars may have already exploded, but their light is still coming to us.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get so deep for that moment there.
So basically what you're saying is Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill are like those stars that they should still be there, not gone.
Well, they should be. They should be.
Yeah.
Were there any other trailers that
nothing that really stood out. So I mean those, pretty much for our guys, those are the ones. I think there was one more, but
okay.
I think there was we talked about it. I think there was the Fast and Furious one.
Yep.
10. Freaking 10 Fast
10
and
of them,
Furious
baby.
movies. Good God.
I got some catching up to do. There's I don't know if there was this played at the Super Bowl because I did not watch the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But the John Wick trailer?
Yes.
Oh my God. I want it. I saw the trailer and just like it took all willpower that I had to not just turn on John Wick.
Honestly,
I'm
of
so excited.
everything that all those trailers that we talked about that were on, John Wick is the one I'm most excited to go see.
Wick, definitely. I mean, I think there's no question. Wick is the one that I'm like buzzing about. I can't wait to see it.
Now, is there gonna be 5 a final one?
I had heard originally that there would be 5.
Okay.
That's what I heard. Who knows? And they've set up so many spin-offs.
Yeah.
And will there still be a TV show? There was
I
talk
haven't
of a
heard
show.
one way or the other. I've heard of a show.
Oh, and
isn't it Lawrence Fishburne?
I would love
Isn't
it.
that the show that was?
Let him do it. Let him do it.
Barrio?
Give it to him. Oh man, I would love that. Yeah. That would be really good. Sign me up. I would watch it. You reminded me of something
Even
else.
the Continental.
Well, I think that's what it was. I thought that's what it was going to be, really. But if it's going to be Lawrence Fishburne, that's even better.
I honestly would more want to see him. A show about him.
Yeah, for sure.
Than necessarily the Continental. Because I mean, the Continental, you can almost do like a story of the week.
I was just thinking that. But with
but
with Lawrence Fishburne, yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of continuous thing you can.
And the end of 3, when he's like, "You mad, John?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
And kind of throw back to the first one. Yeah, I'm kind of mad.
There was that one line in the new one, in the trailer, that I almost was like, "Okay, this is the one." And I think it's just Keanu going, "Yeah." I guess so. Yeah.
Well, like I said, the first one he had that line. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm kind of back.
I'm kind of thinking I'm back. Yeah. Give it to me. I want it.
Yes.
I got nothing.
But there's some good stuff actually coming out this year. I mean, that I will see. There's some stuff that sorry. I'm looking forward to more than others.
Sure.
But, for the most part, I'm going to go see them. So a lot of the DC stuff, there's some of that side stuff that they're finishing getting out there.
Yep.
You've got like the Aquaman coming in Thanksgiving and that Blue Beetle movie that I'll go see it just to see if it's any decent.
Sure. And I hope these are good.
Yeah.
But I didn't love the first Aquaman. I don't know.
Yeah, it was all right, but
is the new Dune this year?
It has I don't think so.
No, it has to be. Dune 2, 2023.
Okay. Is it the end of the year?
November 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy,
Ooh,
that's exciting.
That's gonna suck for Marvels.
It really will. I think the first one was such a big success that I think people are more aware of it.
It's gonna be smack right in between Dune and Aquaman.
Yeah. Well,
and I mean, whether good or bad, people go to see Jason Momoa, and people are definitely wanting to see Dune.
Yeah.
Especially with all the added cast.
He's cast so well, by the way. He's perfect for Gurney.
Yeah.
Oh, not Gurney. Sorry.
I know. Duncan.
Don't look at me. Yeah, Duncan, Idaho. Not Gurney Halleck. Duncan, Idaho.
Yes.
Sorry. He's perfectly cast for Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah.
And if you've read the later movies, if you've read the later books, there's a way bigger story for him in store.
Later on, yes.
So, wait, we just spoiled the fact that he's not dead.
But how is he not dead is the actual question.
Okay, sorry guys. Look, this is old.
Read a book, damn it.
Dune is from the 50s.
You know this. Read a book.
All right. I have nothing else.
I was gonna say, we're planning on having if you are liking books, we are planning on having AG back on the show. He's got his new book coming out. So
AG Mock, the horror author.
In a few shows we'll have him back on.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of reading it right now. So
I need to get going on that. I haven't done that. I hope AG's not listening.
That's all right. We'll have it done by the time he's on.
All right.
So, all right, that's it for me. So
make sure to join the Discord. We're on Twitter. We're on IMDb. Good Lord, we're not on IMDb.
Not yet, damn it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Instagram.
Hey, all these ideas that I freaking had and you've had, we need to have shows. We need to be,
All
Are
right.
you listening, Marvel? Are you listening, Star Wars?
Join the Discord. Come say hi. Have a chat with us and the other really cool listeners that we have. And we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Like us, rate us, follow us, subscribe. Hey, if you're listening to us on the podcast, go over to YouTube. You'll
subscribe on YouTube, please.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Drop us a like.
One, you'll get to see our ugly mugs, and two, you'll get to see us look at the lovely Maximoff twins.
I still have that up on my screen. I also just noticed that.
Are you switching that to screensaver?
The look on Wanda's face is like her face.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with this entire thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we gotta go.
All right. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.